Dear participants of the conference, let me introduce the findings of the research on the value approach to forming a fuzzy model for evaluating business models of IT enterprises in Ukraine, carried out by Olga Rybytska in cooperation with Olena, Levchenko and Marianna Dilai from Lviv Polytechnic National University. The article is devoted to the construction of a fuzzy logic model for evaluating business models of Ukrainian IT enterprises in terms of their value creation for recipients of digital services and products. The model is built using a preliminary clustering of enterprises by the following indicators: the range of industry sector and the range of services provided by enterprises. The average declared cost per labor hour for project implementation was chosen as the objective function. Groups of enterprises having similar parameters are formed, and the complex impact on the value of the objective function is analyzed. A fuzzy logic model for predicting the value of the average cost of an hour of labor for project implementation is built. Competition in the information technology market stimulates the construction of an optimal structure, types of services provided, industry sectors, consumer base in relation to industry sectors. The main task of management is to maximize the ability to meet the needs of customer base in general and representatives of a particular industry sector in particular. Since the financial performance indicator of IT enterprises that positions themselves as Ukrainian are not available in open sources, the cost of an hour of labor for a project is taken as an indicator of the enterprise value as declared on the Clutch platform. We analyze a set of indicators for 255 enterprises regarding the range of services provided, the range of industry sectors receiving services, and the declared cost of an hour of labor for project implementation. In order to identify the common features of groups of enterprises, given the similarity of business model segments, which are considered to be characteristic features of enterprise value, it is proposed to apply clustering methods and to calculate the number of clusters using the key methods, elbow method, and the method of simplified silhouette estimation. Clustering makes it possible to divide a set of objects into relatively homogeneous groups or clusters, that is, into n groups of elements that are most similar according to a certain similarity criterion. Thus, the elements included in different clusters should differ as much as possible. The next stage is the construction of a fuzzy knowledge base in order to build a mathematical model for establishing the relationship between input and output values, the formalization of relations as a system of fuzzy logical segments is carried out, quantitative statistical values are translated into linguistic terms. On this slide, you can see distribution of IT enterprises in Ukraine by industry focus on the basis of clustering, industry focus spectrum. According to the data in the personal profiles of IT companies in the Clutch network, Ukrainian IT companies provide services and create products for the following major industries: gaming, financial services, consumer product and services, information technology, and others. The data obtained on the spectrum of industry focus and the amount of dispersion were clustered and are given here. As a result of clustering in terms of the focus of IT enterprises on the main sectors of the economy for which they produce products or provide services, we obtained 5 clusters. Cluster 0 68 companies with a very wide range of industries with an even distribution into 610 areas. Cluster 1 companies with a wide range of industries, Cluster 2 companies with an average specialization of up to 60%, Cluster 3 including narrowly focused companies with the highest concentration on 2-3 industries, and Cluster 4 with companies that have a very narrow range of industries concentrating 90–100% of their customer base on one industry. As a result of focused service clustering, we obtained 5 clusters of enterprises based on the variance, the measure of dispersion of the services provided by type of service. Cluster 0 companies include those that have a wide range of focused services from 5 to 16, with an emphasis on one of the services, that is custom software development, web development, mobile application development. Cluster 1 includes companies that have a fairly wide range of focused services with emphasis on one of the services. Cluster 2 companies specializing in the provision of 2–4 services with a concentration of up to 85% on one of the services, including web development, custom software development, web design, others you can see on the slide, and Cluster 3 companies with a high concentration of focused services, which is 90–100%, specializing in augmented and virtual reality development, application testing, and more, and Cluster 4 companies that are 100% focused on interface design. The graphical representation of the clustering results in two-dimensional space by some types of services is given in figures 7, 8, 9, and 10. Based on the clustering, we grouped companies by similarity. Companies are considered to be similar if they belong to the same cluster by various parameters. As a result of this grouping, 22 clusters of companies were obtained. The most numerous are the groups of enterprises that provide a very wide range of services to a wide and very wide range of industries. Clustering results allowed us to note certain regularities regarding the impact of combinations of the range of services provided to the relevant industries. This made it possible to formulate logical rules in a fuzzy model. On this slide, you can see the calculations, formation of linguistic terms for input and output parameters, and membership functions for fuzzy term series. A knowledge table was built on the basis of the obtained similarity groups based on the principle of belonging to the same clusters for both groups of clustered values. All blank cells correspond here to the value of L, that is low. We see the prospects of further study of internal elements of business models aimed at ensuring the growth of the value of IT enterprises in Ukraine for external customers, as well as the study of external factors in order to improve the fuzzy model in view of reducing the amount of necessary statistical information. The software implementation and testing of the model will allow making adjustments to the construction of membership functions and weighting coefficients. The combined approach to assessing the value of IT enterprises in Ukraine using cluster grouping, similarity groups, and fuzzy inference allowed us to draw the following conclusions. The highest paid services, according to the study, were artificial intelligence, business intelligence and big data consulting, e-commerce development, and others. These services can be provided only by specialists with a high level of competence. We found also that it inexpedient to widely disperse the range of services provided. It is optimal to focus on a limited number of services, especially such as custom software development, web development, artificial intelligence. Working with a wide range of industries or a narrow range of industries is not significant in terms of cost per hour, but it is worthwhile to give preference to such industries as financial services, medical, e-commerce, information technology, business services, and retail. The obtained results allowed us to build a fuzzy logic model for predicting the average cost of labor hour for a project by a particular enterprise. Thank you for your attention.